action for another day of the week. Welcome to the Friday edition of Chasing That Paper, presented by VegasInsider.com. Jam-packed show planned for you guys today. Picks from playoff games in the NBA and the NHL. 7 total picks for Major League Baseball. And Ian has been tasked with coming up with the internet's best Kentucky Derby betting preview. That will be coming up the second half of the show. So 2-2 for me on yesterday's show. 2-1 for Ian, though. So a little bit of a profitable show. We'll try to have a big-time profitable program here today. Here to help me do it is our guy, Iain MacMillan, Mr. New York City. Let's bring him in. Ian, is that the shirt from Old Navy?
Yes, it is.
That got bumped up your spring rotation, eh?
Yep, it did. My Friday shirt.
Now, is that something you're mindful of as someone who appears on camera multiple times a week? A clothing or shirt rotation of sorts?
Yeah, I try to not repeat outfits more than once a week for all the appearances, and I try to have a different shirt for every single different appearance. So if I'm on 3 different shows in a day, I try to have 3 different shirts on. But
now, what are we talking for bottoms here? You wear jogging pants most days?
I wear shorts most days. Today I am wearing a pair of jeans though, because I will be going out right after the show. So today I'm dressed up today.
Yeah, I wear jogging pants 90% of my life during the cooler months. At least one of the benefits of working from home. I absolutely love it. Okay, a lot to get into here today. So let's get right into the action. Let's start things off in the NBA. We're going to go to Philadelphia. Celtics, Sixers, all knotted up at 1. Player prop for this one. Going to go right back to the well on a bet I made in Game 2. I'm going to take Jaylen Brown to go over his point total of 25.5 points. Let's get right into this one. So this is a soft number for a number of reasons. First of all, it's below his season average of 26.6 points per game, and in no way has he been underperforming in this series or in the playoffs. There's more minutes to be played, and there's more shots to be had in this series for Brown. He easily scored 25 points in just 30 minutes in Game 2. He was yanked early due to that humiliating blowout. In Game 1 of the series, he had a playoff low 10 shot attempts, but he still managed to score 23 points. Considering he averaged almost 38 minutes per game in round 1 with 20 shot attempts per game, I think it's fair to expect a bump in each for the remainder of the series. And he's been super efficient in this series, shooting it at 63%. This man is locked in. Give me over 25.5 points for Jaylen Brown. All right, next up, let's head to the Western Conference. The Suns trying to dig out of an 0-2 hole with the Nuggets in town. I'm going to take those Nuggets, but I'm going to take them to cover the first half spread, coming in at plus 3 points. So the Nuggets absolutely on fire in the first half here in the playoffs. 6-1 in the first half in the playoffs so far. A plus 7.4 first half point margin in the playoffs. Thanks primarily to their defense. They ranked number 1 in the playoffs. A 46.8 opponent EFG shooting percentage in the first half. Suns ranked 10th in that category. And slow starts are becoming a pattern for Phoenix here in the playoffs. A minus 3.6 first half point margin for the Suns. Phoenix is a 2-man team taking on a team whose core has been together for a handful of years now. It's not always sexy, but Denver has the firepower to go toe-to-toe with the Suns. If Durant or Booker get off to a slow start, expect the Nugs to be ahead or very close at the half. Give me the Nuggets first half plus 3. All right, let's go to the ice. We got Devils. We got Hurricanes. Who do you got, Ian?
I got the Devils.
Yes.
Even money against the Hurricanes in Game 2. We need to not overreact to the Game 1 score, which is pretty tough to do because the Hurricanes absolutely dominated the Devils in Game 1. But it is a 1-game sample size. Let's relax. Let's stick to our original game plan, which is to take the New Jersey Devils. And even though the Hurricanes dominated them on the scoreboard, 5-on-5 expected goals. Actually, the Devils had a slight advantage at 2.29 to 2.16. Now, the issue was, and the reason why the Devils got absolutely shellacked was their goaltender stunk. Akira Schmid. We need a bounce-back game from him. Once again, one game sample size. Let's trust in him being the goaltender that he was in the regular season and in the first round series against the Rangers. Let's not lose faith. Let's take the Devils, even money in game 2 tonight.
Akira Schmid, the pride of Bern, Switzerland. Woo! Big bounce back game coming for him and the Devils here tonight. Okay, a lot of Major League Baseball to get into, so let's get started in Pittsburgh where the Blue Jays are in town. First 5 total of 4.5. Boom! Absolutely love the over on this one. Let's get right into it. Some ugly numbers for each starting pitcher here. Chris Bassett and Rich Hill, specific to innings 1 through 5. Each of these guys has a FIP over 5.5. Bassett has a team worth 6.04 ERA. Rich Hill 4.34. Expect that ERA to Hill to get a nice bump here versus a Blue Jays offense that's smacking left-handed pitching. 5th in WRC plus versus left-handers over the last 2 weeks. The Pirates offense really excels in innings 1 through 5. They rank 7th in all of Major League Baseball in F5 runs per game. Over 4.5. First 5, Blue Jays Pirates. All right, Ian, let's keep rolling. What do we got?
Yeah, to start things off in baseball for myself, I'm going to take a first 5-inning money line. It is going to be the Chicago White Sox against the Cincinnati Reds. Thank you, Tito. I think it's a bit of a buy low spot here on the Chicago White Sox. Yes, they have got off to a terrible start to their season, but they have had the toughest schedule in Major League Baseball so far. So let's cut the White Sox a little bit of slack, maybe. I also like them in this spot because the offensive numbers here pretty similar. The Reds may not have as big of an advantage as you would assume if you look at the team's records. 22nd in OPS at 679. White Sox right behind them at 24th at 677. But we're going to stick to the first 5 innings because the White Sox, one area that they truly are absolutely terrible in is their bullpen. Second last in bullpen ERA at 6.47, which is gross. But if you want to bet on them, I think a first 5-inning bet is the way to go. Let's trust them to bounce back a little bit. But a little bit of a buy low spot here on the White Sox. I'll take them first 5 money line minus 105.
All right, let's keep rolling with the first 5-inning bets. For this one, we're going down to Tampa Bay, where the Yankees are in town. Give me the Rays' first 5 run line coming in at minus 125. These two offenses couldn't be much further apart. 2 right-handed starters on the mound. OPS versus righties over the last 2 weeks. 6 versus 30. In favor of Tampa Bay. Flat-out humiliating performance here from the Yankees. And I don't want to hear about injuries. You rank dead last. That's pathetic. Yonny Chirinos gets the start here for the Rays. He has a 0.64 ERA. A little bit of context here, though, just 4 appearances, and he hasn't thrown more than 5 innings in either of those games. Still, though, this sets up very well for him versus this pathetic excuse for an offense that the Yankees are trotting out there. Johnny Brito goes for the Yanks. I think it's fair to call him below average. And no one's better than Tampa Bay's offense at home. Number 1 in OPS, number 1 in WRC+, number 1 in home runs at home at that dump Tropicana Field. Rip on everyone a little bit in this pick. Give me the Rays' first 5 run line, minus 125. Right, back to Ian. What are we looking at next?
Next up, we got my favorite team to fade in Major League Baseball. If you've been watching the show the past month or so, you probably know who I'm going to be betting against tonight. I'm going to bet against the San Diego Padres. Give me the Dodgers, minus 115. Very slight favorite in this spot. Let's quickly look at some offensive numbers here. The Dodgers 4th in Major League Baseball in OPS. The Padres all the way down at 16th. And also, as I predicted before the season started, their bullpen has issues as well with a 4.11 ERA. I said, yeah, the Padres, the top of their lineup might be good. They might have a couple decent guys in terms of their pitching, but their depth is killing them this season, as I predicted. So let's keep betting against this Padres team, especially because Clayton Kershaw is going for the Dodgers tonight, and he has been on absolute fire to start the season. 1.89 ERA, He leads the National League in whip with a .763 whip. He's looking like the Clayton Kershaw from a few years ago. Give me the Dodgers, -115 in an NL West battle tonight.
Yeah, Kershaw turning back the clock a little bit. He's only 35 years old. You know, we see some of the guys like Verlander and Scherzer into their late 30s. Not so much this season, but, have Cy Young caliber stats. So why not Kershaw? Okay, let's keep on rolling for this one. We are in New York City Field. The Mets playing host to the Rockies. Ian will be in attendance for this game. He will be sitting directly behind home plate wearing a purple Rockies hat, so keep an eye out for him if you're watching the game. Another first 5 bet. This one has a total of 4.5. Boom! Absolutely love the over in this one. Antonio Senzatella should get absolutely shit-canned in this game. He's making his season debut, but while rehabbing in the minors, he got completely shit-canned, posting a .995 ERA with a .253 whip. 2 starts. It's in the minor leagues. He's coming off a season in the major leagues where he had a .641 ERA on the road. This guy might not be built for the major leagues. Kodai Senga gets a call here for the Mets, and he's allowing way too much traffic. A .158 whip, thanks primarily to 18 walks and 5 starts. Expect the Rockies to create some traffic against him. They've actually been effective at getting on base, ranking 7th in on-base percentage versus righties over the last 2 weeks. And while it may not be impressive by any means, the Mets do perform better versus righties. If they can't get at least a handful of runs across versus Senzatella, it might be time for Bobby Axelrod to come down from the owner's box. Crack some heads! First 5 over 4.5, Rockies versus Mets. All right, Ian, your final MLB pick. What do we got?
Yeah, let's go with an underdog to wrap up Major League Baseball here. Giants from San Francisco, +105 against the Milwaukee Brewers tonight. Brewers, terrible against left-handed pitchers. Their OPS drops from .736 against righties all the way down to .607 against lefties, which is the worst mark against lefties in Major League Baseball. And tonight, they take on lefty Sean Manaea. And now the opposite is true for the Giants. Their OPS goes from .630 against lefties all the way up to .811 against righties, which is the 4th best mark in Major League Baseball against right-handed pitchers. And tonight, they're taking on righty Corbin Burnes. So we have a fantastic offensive matchup here for the Giants. Now I'm a little bit concerned that they are starting Sean Manaea. He hasn't exactly been very good this year. In fact, he's been terrible with a .785 ERA, but he's not that bad, is he? Let's bet on a little bit of positive regression from this guy. He might not be the best pitcher in the majors, but he's better than a .785 ERA. Come on, Sean. Get your shit together. Give me the Giants, +105.
Manaea stinks. Absolutely stinks. He's a bum. You know who doesn't stink? Luis Castillo pitching at home here tonight versus the Houston Astros. Going to go with a prop for Castillo under 1.5 earned runs at +110. Now you might be thinking, Joe, really? Under 1.5 versus the Astros? The defending World Series champions? Here's the thing. No one is colder than the Astros. Dead last in OPS over the last week of the season. Spread it out a little bit. They ranked 28th in OPS versus righties over the last 2 weeks. Their offense just has not been there this season. Castillo lights out stuff at home. Just 3 total earned runs in 4 starts at home for Castillo. All 3 of those runs actually came on 1 start versus the Cardinals. So 3 separate 0 earned run performances at home for Castillo, who has a .130 career ERA in Seattle. Across 9 starts and 55.1 innings of work. Give me Castillo under 1.5 earned runs. Yeah, baby. All right, guys, do me a quick favor. You know what I'm going to ask you? Makes me look good. Makes producer Tito look good. Ian, kind of a little bit. He doesn't directly have the same type of employment status that we do at Vegas Insider, but I'm sure he prefers that we get more likes. So if you like the show, right down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button while you're at it to catch all the content we do here at Vegas Insider. We had our preview for UFC 288 On yesterday's show, there's a standalone video for that. If you're looking for picks for the big pay-per-view UFC in New Jersey tomorrow, find that right here on the Vegas Insider YouTube channel. So make sure you check that out. If you're looking to get some bets in tonight, I recommend placing those bets over at BetMGM, the king of sports books. We have an exclusive offer just for Vegas Insider users. Sign up with BetMGM. Use the promo code VIBonusMatch. You'll get up to $1,100 of your deposit matched by BetMGM. That's code VIBonusMatch, all one word, no spaces. For a first bet deposit offer of up to $1,100, visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You must be 21 years or older to wager. Offers for new customers only. BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. All right, so we teased it off the top here, guys. Ian has been tasked with coming up with the internet's best, the internet's premier Kentucky Derby betting preview. Ian likes to fancy himself as a big horse racing expert, so he is our resident horse racing expert. So, Ian, the floor is yours. Take it away. Your Kentucky Derby betting preview 2023. Let's have it.
Here is my preview, my friends. I've spent hours upon hours upon hours in the lab. I have looked at every single horse. I have looked at every single jockey. I have looked at the track that they run on. I have crunched the numbers, and I am ready to present to you, the day before it happens, the 2023 Kentucky Derby winner. It's the only bet you need. It's the only bet you have to place. Let's get into it. You should bet on the horse by the name of Derma Satogaki. He is a Japanese horse. He's currently at 10-1, and I think he's going to be the first Japanese horse to win the Kentucky Derby. A couple of positives here. 2 of the last 4 winners of the Kentucky Derby have come from outside post 16, while Derma Satogaki is post 17. So that could give him a little bit of an edge here if you look at recent results. And also, he dominated the UAE Derby. That's right. I was looking at results from the United Arab Emirates. I think that's what UAE stands for. I was looking at overseas derbies. This guy crushed it. He won by 5.5 lengths in that race. He's ready to go at the Kentucky Derby, and he's tied with another horse for the most starts in the field. He has the experience to get it done. 8 starts this horse has. So I have just presented you with the winner of the 2023 Kentucky Derby, Derma Satogaki, 10-1. And that is my...
There you have it, our official 2023 Kentucky Derby betting preview. Now, we're going to call it the best on all of the internet. And there's no way really to quantify that. That's just our opinion. And we hope that you agree. That is the internet's best 2023 Kentucky Derby betting preview. Thank you, Ian. We look forward to your picks for the other Triple Crown races coming up here this spring. There we have it. Good luck to Ian's horse. So let's recap a little bit what we saw last night. Let's start here in the NBA. And my God, did I ever overthink that one? Maybe kind of. The Lakers, I was on their side of things. They got absolutely blown out of the water by the Golden State Warriors last night. It seemed too easy to pick the Warriors. I've seen so many people picking the Warriors kind of based on the idea of, hey, the Lakers are happy with the split. The Lakers, in their previous series versus the Grizzlies, they would get a win and then kind of back off a little bit. Kind of analysis of, hey, maybe the Lakers wouldn't fully be there. I guess that turned out to be right. So I was wrong on that one. Congrats to everybody who had the Warriors last night. But something interesting, an interesting development. I talk about it all the time. The missing player theory in the NBA. We saw a version of that last night. Kevon Looney, they come out, an hour before the game, and they announced that the guy was seriously sick, under the weather. He wouldn't be starting. He only went on to play 12 minutes. Now, we've seen versions of this throughout the playoffs here. We saw it with Giannis. We saw it with Jimmy Butler. We saw it with Joel Embiid, where the best player or a key player on a team is missing. We saw it with Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. And the team doesn't necessarily go on to win the game, but they do go on to cover. So we saw another version of that last night with Looney. A lot of people, I guarantee if you had the Warriors last night, they announced Looney was going to be severely limited, you were thinking, well, shit, that sucks for my bet. He was their second best player in the first round series there. But yeah, congrats to the Warriors there. And let's talk a little bit about Anthony Davis. What the hell is this guy's problem? I come on here the show the other day talking about, hey, this is the way it's supposed to be. Anthony Davis was coming off one of the best performances of his career. He is supposed to be the best player on the Lakers. But is it just impossible for him to put together back-to-back impact performances? I think it is. Last night, 11 shot attempts. Could you be any less aggressive? It's one thing if you take 20 and you just suck and you're not hitting your shots. 11 shot attempts. He's supposed to be the best player on the team. Now, LeBron went off. It didn't really work out. But they need this guy to step up. I've been saying it all season. He is supposed to be on the same level as Giannis, Embiid, and Jokic. He is not. If he's healthy, which he appears to be, they're making a big deal out of the fact that, hey, Anthony Davis has played in 20 straight games. Congratulations to him. You got to show up, dude. Just because you played good the day before, it doesn't give you an excuse to back off the next day. So very disappointing stuff from Anthony Davis. Very shameful performance from him. Something else that I find shameful, I tweeted about this last night, and a lot of people agreed with us. NBA, stop doing this bullshit when you tell us the game starts at 9 and then it starts at 9:15. How about a little bit of goddamn respect for the viewing audience out there? Now, we know damn well that the game doesn't start at 9. We know it starts at 9:15. So people in the know, anyone with half a brain, will put the TV on at quarter after, not at the top of the hour. And we know why you do it, because you want to sell that commercial space, make some extra money. But give us a little bit of credit. You think we need 15 extra minutes of analysis from Wilbon and Stephen A. and Jalen Rose? Those guys are fine, but we don't need that analysis. We've been listening to analysis all goddamn day leading up to the game. Stop wasting our time. That's what you got to like about soccer. Major League Baseball typically starts on time. I think hockey starts a little bit late. You tune in, you got to listen to a couple national anthems. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But give us a little bit of credit here. Don't tell us the game starts at 9 when it starts at 9:15. I think the NFL starts on time. Don't they, Ian? They're maybe 5 minutes later?
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes. 3
Maybe
minutes
5.
behind. Yeah.
Yeah, I can deal with 5. I accept that. Okay, Ian. It is now time for our Maple Leafs fan mental health check segment of the program. Now, yesterday this is my least favorite part of the show. You came into game. We gotta do it though. You came into game 2 rather confident, picking the Maple Leafs to cover the puck line. The plus money pick there, and I came out with the bold prediction that the Panthers would not just win game 2, but sweep this series. They are well on their way to doing so, winning the first 2 games of the series in Toronto. Now we head back to Sunrise, Florida. Producer Tito will be in attendance for games 3 and 4. All of a sudden, he's a big fan. So, a Panther sound effect. Tito is on it here today. So, Ian, mental health check time. You were rather confident there yesterday. Are you ready to give up? These swings, the Maple Leafs. Send their fans on. How you feeling?
I'm actually feeling better than you'd think with us being down 0-2. There are certainly some negatives, mainly that we're down 0-2 heading to Florida, but there are some positives. The positives are that the Maple Leafs have actually been completely dominating the Panthers in the first 2 games. And anyone who says otherwise just quite simply is not, like, they're just not watching the games, because the Maple Leafs, if it wasn't for goddamn Bobrovsky, then we'd be up 2-0. Goddamn Sergei Bobrovsky. Goddamn Sergei Bobrovsky. Goddamn Sergei Bobrovsky. I didn't know Tito had that in the clip, but there it is. Yeah, Bobrovsky. Come on, man. He's looking like he did 6 years ago. It seems like every year the Leafs run into a goaltender who just plays the best he's ever played in his entire career. But, like I said, some positives. Number 1, Leafs are completely outplaying them. If you look at high danger scoring chances so far this series, or even last night, yeah, in the 2 games this series, the Leafs have 36 high danger scoring chances. The Florida has 19, so almost double as many high danger scoring chances. If you look at the deserve to win-o-meter from last night's game, from Money Puck, which is a great statistics, advanced analytics website for hockey, Maple Leafs had a 71% deserve to win percentage last night. They're dominating the Panthers. So I think they're actually going to win both games in Florida. I'm not saying they're going to win the series, but I do think they're actually going to win both games in Florida. I actually think the Maple Leafs do play better on the road, especially in the playoffs. I actually think the home crowd in Toronto is like a detriment to them because they can just feel the pressure from the fans. They won all 3 games in Tampa Bay. I think they win both games in Florida, and then we got a best-of-3 series with the Leafs having home ice advantage, which, like I said, I don't know if it's an advantage, but I'm oddly confident despite being down 0-2.
Okay, you can get the Leafs to win the series 4-3, so Leafs to win in 7 plus 450. Leafs to win in 6 plus 900. Or my personal favorite bet, Panthers to win in 4 plus 280. So not as good of a price as yesterday when I initially recommended it. But so those Leafs in 6 or 7 would interest you, Ian? Yeah, bet both of them if you think the Leafs are going to come back and walk away with a profit either way, right?
Yeah, I'd go Leafs in 7. I don't think I think the Leafs win the next 3. Panthers win game 6, and then we have a game 7 in Toronto. That's my prediction. Okay. And the Panthers win that game, unfortunately.
There you have it. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Devils. Hey, Ian, you can take some hope from my New Jersey Devils.
It's true.
Am I a bandwagon jumper? Yes. They are CTP darling. They went down 0-2 in the road versus the Rangers after outplaying them in those games, probably, to be fair.
Yep.
And they came
very
back.
Similar.
So there you have it.
We're not dead yet. Don't count us out yet, Tito. Goddamn Sergei Bobrovsky.
It would be poetic, though, if the Maple Leafs got swept. Could you not agree? Like, the history of
it'd be the most Leafs way to lose after winning the first round. It would be very Leafs of them, yes.
That's why I hope it happens. You know, I will cheer for you as my friend, and I got dozens of friends who cheer for the Leafs, and I like to rub it in, but at the same time, I will say congratulations if you can pick up the win and move on there. But hey, let's go Panthers. Okay, guys, it is now time for today's Handicapper Heat Check presented by VegasInsider.com, your home for the best expert picks in the business since 1997. Today, we recognize Steven Nover, who dominated books with a 7-2 all-sports record yesterday, including 3-0 in Major League Baseball. MLB profits leader ASA had a perfect 3-0 all-sports record yesterday and is on a 13-1 MLB win streak. Kevin Thomas has 3-0 runs going in both the NBA and NHL. Visit VegasInsider.com/picks for tonight's best bets. That's your Handicapper Heat Check. Stay hot, bettors.
Goddamn Sergei Bobrovsky.
All right, Ian. So we know tonight you will be going to the Rockies-Mets game. Once again, if you're just joining the show, if you plan on watching the Rockies game, Ian will be sitting behind home plate wearing a purple hat. Keep an eye out for Ian. Anything else of interest going on in New York City this weekend?
I will be sure to not yell for the Rockies mascot. A guy got in trouble for that a couple years ago. That was tough. So I will not be yelling for the Rockies mascot. No, nothing's going on in New York this weekend. I'm going to a Kentucky Derby party Saturday night. That should be fun. I got a race Sunday morning, and that's it.
You know, usually, and we've been here before, Ian, typically the follow-up to somebody asking you, what do you have planned? You answer, and then you ask them in turn, what do you have going on this weekend?
What do you have going on this weekend, Joe?
Not much. Actually, big plans tomorrow. It's my son is turning 6, and we're going to see the Mario movie. 3D.
Wow, happy birthday.
And probably should be completely blown away by that. We're looking forward to that. We're going to do the full deal with the popcorn and the Skittles. Oh, so looking forward to getting out to see Mario. I've heard good things. Producer Tito has been out to see it 3 times already, so it comes highly recommended by Tito, who is eagerly anticipating the release of the new Barbie movie. I got the trailer for that. So yeah, a lot of excitement around that. Okay, so that does it here, guys. Kind of quick here for a Friday show, but we covered basically everything that there was to cover, including the best Kentucky Derby preview on the internet, courtesy of Ian. So we thank Ian for that. And Ian will be right back with us here on Monday, where we will recap, hopefully, a winning Kentucky Derby pick. Hopefully the Panthers will be up 3-0 in that series. We'll see where the NBA and NHL is, and we're going to be covering it all of our best bets right here, same time, same place. Make sure you are liking this video. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Ian, thank you very much for joining us. Have a great weekend. We thank producer Tito for producing today's show. We thank you, dear viewer, for checking us out. Once again, best of luck with your bets tonight, unless, of course, you are fading us. And as always, keep chasing that paper. Woo! Yeah!